What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Tyler, and we are here today to talk about Luke Skywalker returning in Episode 9. More specifically, that we believe Luke will return in Episode 9. So, this is obviously a spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen The Last Jedi by now. Luke does die in it at the very end. So we're going to here to discuss if he is going to come back in 9, which we believe, and maybe how they would use him throughout 9. So that's what we're going to be doing. Make sure you check out all our other Star Wars videos we've done. We've done a lot. We've talked about Snoke. We've talked about the movie in a spoiler sense. We've talked about why it's an FU to fans. We've done a ton of Star Wars videos over the past really several weeks, so make sure you check those out. So Tyler, we believe Luke will come back in Episode 9, so you want to explain maybe why and maybe how they could use him throughout Episode 9?
Well, he could, of course, come back as lightning, wind, fire, water, oxygen, of course. Any element, he could come back as space, stars. They could form his face in the stars, maybe. Like Mufasa. He could be Mufasa. But in all seriousness, he literally could come back as fire, lightning, wind. It's funny. So as soon as they showed Yoda as a Force ghost, I knew Luke's going to die. And obviously, if you've been following our Star Wars Community series, or if you're just stumbling upon us, shame on you for just stumbling upon us. Subscribe right now. We do amazing stuff on this channel. We're only getting started. But anyways, we did a video not that long ago, a couple months ago. Or not a couple months, like last month or something. And it was Luke will die. We knew Luke would die. We kind of thought he was going to die in 9, but I said that we said that it's very possible that he does die in Episode 8. And then as we got closer to Episode 8 coming out, I did think, you know what, he probably is going to die. Now, I didn't think he was going to die the way he did, but we had a feeling for sure, and we were right. It's not the first time we were right on other stuff, too, for this movie and other movies. But anyways, as soon as they showed Yoda as a Force ghost, I'm like, yep. Doing this for a reason, because we already know that Mark Hamill's going to be in Episode 9. At least we think he is. They could be trolling us on that as well as the entire The Last Jedi movie. But he could totally not. That is a video that we will have in the future. So there is a possibility, too, that Luke may not return at all for Episode 9, and that's a mistake in my opinion, because you kind of just established that when you're a Force ghost, you kind of come and go whenever you want, so there's no reason for him to not be in Episode 9, but especially while Mark Hamill's still alive. So, Yoda being there and summoning that lightning strike onto the, Jedi tree that's been passed down, that made me think, yeah, so Luke will return definitely in Episode 9, kind of like an Obi-Wan character, which would be cool, but more than an Obi-Wan character, because it's possible that he'll literally be able to do things. Just like he told Leia, you're never really gone, which applies to Star Wars, and really that applies to real life. The only difference is we can't move rocks, which is all Jedi training is about. And so, Yoda being able to do the lightning strike, there's no reason that Luke couldn't do. They probably wouldn't do the whole lightning thing again, but there is no reason, if Rey really needs help or the Resistance really needs help, there's no reason for Luke to not be able to, and this was in Star Wars Rebels with the Bendu, how with Kanan and Ezra, they're being attacked by the Empire, and Bendu is getting, he's mad, right? And so he causes this major storm on the planet he's not choosing a side, but he's not happy with the Empire being there and all their destruction. So he causes a major storm, and it's very problematic for the Empire. There's no reason for the Resistance, who there's 14 left, they're all in Millennium Falcon. If they get in a pickle, there's not literally a pickle, this isn't Rick and Morty, but if they get in some kind of space vegetable, there's no reason for Luke to not be able to literally cause some kind of storm, or maybe if they're on Anakin's favorite, a sand planet, cause a sandstorm as cover. Honestly, it would be a little bit weird, but it would kind of be cool. Luke's still here and he's helping us. Now, the only thing is, if they never showed Luke, as a Force ghost, they just showed a bunch of sand, a big sandstorm as a diversion or cover, or a storm or whatever, causing the First Order not able to proceed forward, and they didn't show Luke, it'd kind of be but we know that he can show himself because Yoda showed himself. So I assume that they would have to show Luke too. But that I think honestly that would kind of be cool for like an elemental style force where Luke is there and now he is helping Resistance, and that would also literally give meaning to the phrase like, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine, when Obi-Wan said it, because really, he didn't. He literally only gave Luke advice sometimes, and he didn't become more powerful than anybody can imagine. So hopefully Luke could actually do that. And I think that's definitely possible, mainly because they showed it in which I feel like that was like a foreshadowing of what Luke will be doing. But yeah, like possibly like if a ship loses, they probably won't go through the fuel thing again. But if something like if it needs like a boost, then all of a sudden like the ship starts to move, Luke's effortlessly just like pushing the ship and like giving them like a boost. Like I'm not saying that's what they'll do, but I can kind of picture little things like that. Now, how many times can you do that? Like 3 times, and it's kind of like, okay, Jesus, why can't Luke just literally destroy Kylo Ren and show up in front of Kylo Ren and kill him? Well, rules don't apply in Star Wars anymore, so that's why. But that is what they would have to be careful of like, well, he can't do it too much, because then it's literally like, well, why can't he just... Here's actually probably what they would probably say, something like this, where Luke would probably tell Rey, like, I will assist you, but this is your destiny. You have to fulfill your destiny, and this isn't my fight. This is your fight. This is your journey. That you have to find a way to overcome Kylo, and you're gonna have to make a choice. You're either gonna have to kill Kylo Ren, or you're gonna have to return Ben Solo to the light and then defeat the First Order together. So, and that's obviously what he did with his father. He just didn't know he was gonna do that. I don't think. It was more of like a surprise. But I think that would be... And if they said that, honestly, I'd be okay with them being like, well, this is why he doesn't just kill Kylo Ren. He totally could, but he's telling Rey, like, this is something that you need to do. And I wouldn't mind that. I'd actually like that. That's almost like a lesson. Like, I could do this for you, but you wouldn't learn anything about it. And you are the new Last Jedi. And the Jedi... from now on, like, you're going to be training these kids and these adults, whatever, with the Force, and they're going to be looking up to you, and you're going to have to be ready, and you're going to, you're basically now the only main light source in the entire galaxy. Once you defeat the First Order, there can be a Second Order, there could be a whole new anything, and you have to be ready, and you have to be willing to make either tough decisions, or you're going to have to be able to figure it out. Like, what are you going to do? So, I wouldn't mind something like that. And I wouldn't mind seeing, like, an elemental Luke. I honestly hope that... I really do, truly hope... It would be odd, I think, but I kind of hope that we get way more Luke Skywalker than we kind of think. Where it's almost like he's not really dead. Like, he's there almost the whole time. And I think that would, I don't know, it'll be different. It would definitely be different where, I don't know how that would work. I kind of want to see that. And the funny thing is, like I said to Alex the other day, I said the other thing that they could totally do with Luke being a Force ghost is, and it would be hilarious if they did this, he could completely haunt Kylo Ren the entire time, and that would just be like the Joker haunting Batman in the Arkham Knight. And ironically, Mark Hamill plays the Joker. So that would be kind of funny for Luke to kind of be breaking down Kylo Ren the entire movie. That's a possibility too. So there are definitely ways, and in my opinion, even though I'm upset that Luke died the way that he died, and not upset, like, that was ridiculous, the way that he should have just showed up and actually died. Fought Kylo Ren and actually died and not done that was dumb. That wasn't Luke's fault. Luke didn't write the movie. That was the writers, and that was a poor writing decision. But depending on how they do it, and unfortunately they'll fail because it's not me making the movie, but if they do it right, and I remember saying this about Episode 8, if they do it right, which they didn't, but if they do it right, they actually can make it where it's actually really cool. Like, Luke Skywalker could be really cool, and it would be completely different for, like, a Jedi-type character. in film, where it's like, he's there and he's a guiding character and he's actually doing cool things that we've never seen. And maybe he'd be able to teach Rey how to do it while she's alive. I don't know. So that could get interesting. They probably will mess it up, just like they messed up 8. But for sure, there are multiple ways they can handle Luke Skywalker in Episode 9. Likely Star Wars Spark of Hope.
I agree. I think Luke will return. I think he could play a pretty big role, and it would be cool to see how they use him. If they, I think he would show his face, and we know, even from contract talk back in Episode 7 when they were talking about the contract structure, that Mark Hamill he's signed on for 3 movies. Same thing with Carrie Fisher; she was signed on for 3 movies too. And actually, the deal contract-wise was structured so that they would be paid increasingly more each movie, whereas Harrison Ford was paid a massive amount of money for the Episode 7, and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher weren't, but that was because Harrison Ford was only in 7, and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher would be progressively more in, and would make progressively more money in 8 and 9. So we know from contract-wise that Mark Hamill is contracted for Episode 9. It's just, do they actually do that? I think the answer is yes, just like Tyler said. But Ghost Jedis are a thing. They're everywhere. They appear in several movies, to be honest, and there's really no reason why you wouldn't still have. It's the last movie. It's the last movie of the Skywalkers, and while Kylo Ren is the last Skywalker left, unless J.J. Abrams pulls it back to where Rian Johnson took it away and said Rey is a Skywalker. But as of right now, we know that Kylo is. It'd be cool to see another Skywalker and Luke also there. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think Luke will return in Episode 9 or not? Make sure to tell us in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Like and share the video. We have a couple more videos left in our Star Wars kind of week post Episode 9. We hope you guys have been liking it. Go check out all our other videos. We've talked about the movie in great detail and several specific parts of it. And we're getting ready to say our goodbyes in our Star Wars community series, so we will see you guys there.